Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is your history teacher Manzoor Ahmad from HS Kashlu. Today we will be discussing about liberalism, what this liberalism means. It's for class 10th and subject is social science. So first of all, we will define what is liberalism. Liberalism, the word liberalism has been derived from a Latin word. It has been derived from a Latin word liber, meaning free. Liberalism has been derived from a Latin word liber, meaning free. Meaning, actually, this liberalism, it is an ideology. It is an ideology which emerged in the early 19th century in Europe. Now, as we have already discussed about the rise of new middle class, and we know that this middle class emerged with the advancement of industrialization, and with the result, when this new middle class emerged, they begin to think about some changes. They begin to think about some new ideas. So we have to discuss what this liberalism stood for these new middle class people. As you already know that this new middle class people, it includes some well educated persons. So what this liberalism stood for these new middle class people? So in liberalism, we often talk about the freedom of individual rights. So in liberalism, we often talk about the freedom of individual rights, or we can say equal rights before law. Liberalism means actually equal rights before law. Since French Revolution, we have already discussed this French Revolution. Since this French Revolution, this liberalism had stood as an end of autocracy. We can say liberalism also means the end of autocracy. If we look in the political sphere, what this liberalism stood for, it stood for the end of autocracy. As we all know that monarchy is of two types. One is autocratic monarchy, and another is constitutional monarchy. In autocracy monarchy, the king is the supreme power. He is the decision maker, and he does not need the consent of other parties, other representatives. And in constitutional monarchy, the king is accountable. He has to take the advices of other representatives, we can say the elected representatives. So for this new middle class, this liberalism stood for the end of autocracy in Europe. And apart from this autocracy, liberalism also stood for the end of some special clerical or clerical privileges. We know that the clergymen, which were in the first states, these were enjoying special rights by birth, and this liberalism now stood for these new middle class people, that it means the end of these clerical privileges. Further, liberalism stood for a constitution in which there is a representative government through a parliament, a constitution, a representative government through a parliament means there will be a constitution, there should be a constitution in which there is a representative form of government and where there is a parliament. Means these ideas, we can say these are the ideas of a democracy, and these are the ideas of the liberalism as well. So moving forward, this liberalism also stood for inviolability of private property, or we can say that this liberalism was against this private property.